I compared and contrasted the teenhood of myself, my grandmother, and a teen from colonial Connecticut. The colony of Connecticut was established in 1633. Connecticut had bitterly cold winters and mild summers. Soil was rocky and hard, which made farming difficult. Near the coastline, land was flat, but inland it became hilly. My grandmother and I both grew up in Allentown, Iowa. Iowa has harsh winters, hot, humid summers, and short spring and fall seasons. Iowa has nice, fertile soil, which is good for farming. Iowa is the leading producer of corn throughout the states. By 1730s, Connecticut was no longer a strict Congregationalist colony. Puritan teachings still influenced the government. Taxpayers still had to support the churches. Another challenge to congregational ways came from a movement called the Great Awakening. The movement influenced social and political thought throughout the colonies. The ministers wanted people to denounce their sins and awaken into a deeper faith in Jesus Christ. At first, people thought it was a good idea, but over time, people split. People who thought it was good were called New Lights. New Lights threatened the political order, and lawmakers gave more Protestants greater freedom to worship as they chose. When my grandmother first started nursing, she kept track of patients with pen and paper on a clipboard. When computers came to the hospital, nurses had to learn a whole new way to keep track of their patients. Grandma didn't like it because it took her away from her patients personally. A change in my life was moving to Clear Lake. I moved to Clear Lake not knowing who would be my friends and where I'd fit in. I was afraid of what people would think of me, but on my first day, everyone made me feel welcome. The colonists knew a lot of board and card games. The games that involved luck and skill were held in taverns and clubs or at private homes and played for money. Men and women played different games together at home since women were not allowed to go to taverns or clubs. For entertainment on the farm and at school, my grandmother played softball, basketball, Red Rover, cops and robbers, dodgeball, button on a string, and mumble-to-peg. Mumble-to-peg is a game where you try to get a pocket knife stuck in the ground. The loser has to take the knife out with their teeth. The things that entertain me are watching movies, going on the computer, playing Xbox, sports, or hanging out with friends. By law, parents were to teach their children the Christian faith. Large towns were supposed to have grammar schools, but not all towns had the money, so parents taught their children. Parents were also required to teach the children a skill and train them. If they did not succeed, the government could take the children from home and make them apprentices. My grandma went to school in a one-room schoolhouse until 8th grade. In the schoolhouse, all ages were taught together by one teacher. There were all grades but kindergarten. The one teacher taught all subjects, and if some students didn't understand, other children would help. When something new was taught, they all worked together. When Grandma was in 8th grade, the school joined the North Central School District. Today, children are supposed to go to school until age 18. To get into college, you have to get all of the required credits throughout high school. If you have a college degree, you have a greater opportunity to get a high-paying job. Between 1620 and 1630, the ladies' doublet grew more fashionable. A lady would wear one of satin with its skirt and separate panels. The sleeves are slashed into a dozen or more sections. The large collar flips at the edges. Her jewelry is a pearl necklace with a pendant hanging from it and a brooch on her corset. Pearls would be worn in her combed back and curled hair. They would carry a stick feather fan with a mirror on it. To school, Grandma was to wear a button-down blouse, black or white penny loafers or saddle shoes, double-roll stockings, and a skirt or dress. Girls were never to wear long pants during school, but they could wear them to school. They sometimes wore can-cans or a cardigan sweater worn backwards. The clothes I normally wear are jeans and a nice t-shirt. Sometimes I wear sweatpants or dress up.